B-boy. From the old to the new, still a B-boy. Too bold for the school, still a B-boy. East Coast to the West, B-boys worldwide. We supposed to be blessed, still a B-boy. From the
This week, we're heading to Maryland to talk to an artist on Big Eleanor Records with a flow and delivery that would fit right in with 90s era boom bap. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Shaw Calhoune. What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
So do you remember the first time you heard hip hop?
The first time, I can't remember the first time, but I definitely remember seeing the first video. It was Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. And just that green lowrider throughout the whole video just caught my attention. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the first joints I remember.
So who were some of your favorite artists when you were a kid first getting into hip hop? Who did you really look up to and gravitate towards?
When I was a kid coming up, of course, like Bad Boy, Death Row, that was like pretty much shut down your throat. Like you could not like it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But besides from them two, pretty much Wu-Tang.
So you're a fan, you're listening to Wu, Death Row, all the popular stuff of the 90s.
Right.
So
right.
at what point did you think, maybe I can do this? When did you start writing yourself, rhyming?
I started writing in middle school. Pretty much just started. That's when I wrote my first rhyme. I don't remember it, but that's when I pretty much started. Because by that time, you know what I'm saying, I pretty much was like gravitated as a fan more towards like Nas, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then ever since then, that's been my favorite rapper of all time. So since then, that's when I try to make an attempt and try to write some rhymes.
Then how did you kind of graduate from writing them and just trying them out probably just on your own to, whether it's showing some of your friends all the way up to the first time you recorded?
Yeah. To be honest with you, it was like a long process. So, I started in middle school, and then I carried it all through high school. But I didn't write for nobody. I didn't tell nobody that I was really rapping like that. I just kept the writing skills to myself, and pretty much I got the confidence until after college. Okay. It's what I like, you know what I mean? It's when I started okay, let me just see where this can take me and whatnot. So.
Well, one thing, checking out your stuff, I know I want to touch on first the Rudy Tape project, but I love that there's definitely influence of lyricism. You mentioned Nas. Obviously, I can tell through your music that you take lyricism seriously, which a lot of people don't. Indeed. So it's refreshing to see. So
that's the standard, man. You gotta have some bars, man.
Absolutely.
Can't lack in that.
So talk about the Rudy Tape, the process, the thought behind it, kind of that whole project.
Oh, well, the thought behind it was I pretty much just wanted to show the consumer like another piece of me, another layer of me, you know what I'm saying? And that layer was my love for exploitation films. Not just with Rudy Ray Moore, but just, Superfly,
classics.
Shaft, Five on the Black Hand Side, Cooley High, Trouble Man, Chuck Turner, you name it. I didn't see them all pretty much. So, and the one that fit the most was Rudy, the Rudy Tape. It had a nice catch to it. So it was so pretty much I just went back and just watched all of his films to see what skits I can just take from each movie, and that's what I did. And the beats that helped me figure out what direction I want to go to in terms of production. So there was a lot of soul samples and a lot of sounds that came with that project. So.
And the other project, which is the newer one, is the Goat Cheese EP. You want to kind of touch on that? The thought behind that.
It was more so. I mean, I know you probably heard this before, coming from Griselda, the whole process of take something like that's real grimy and dusty and compare it with something high end type of stuff, the whole devil wears a mask. That's the point that we were trying to get off to, where the beats and the rhymes is pretty much dusty, but it's compared to with Goat Cheese, and then goat cheese, and you add the rhyme references, and that's what the track listing came apart with the rhyme references. So it was grimy, gritty, mixed with something nice, at a wine and cheese part.
I enjoyed both projects, but they each definitely have a separate vibe to them.
That's definitely. We didn't want everything to sound the same. We want to keep it, like brother, sister. Have create a little family.
Out of all the tracks you recorded, what do you think is your best work? What would you say is your favorite song you did? And then kind of elaborate why that is your pick.
Okay. Only one or
You can pick a couple. That's fine.
no. I'll give you two. I'll give you
All
two.
right.
I'll go with Halo Zone and I'll go with Sylvia off of the Mariana project that I had put out. Reason being is because the whole purpose with those two tracks was, well, the purpose of that entire project was to just try to become deep as you can lyrically. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
felt like I gone way deep. I pretty much went in lyrically on those two particular type songs because it's definitely some memorable quotes within those two songs that I'm definitely going to hold to and remember. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of it. Give myself a pat on the back.
Big Eleanor Records. How did you hook up with them? How did that all come together?
How it came together was after Rudy Tape. After the release of Rudy Tape, Danny, the guy who runs the place, he
Mhm.
DM'd me, but he DM'd me with like a different type of proposition that I wasn't like sure. And I kind of like backed off when I said, "Nah, I'm gonna just chill. Nah, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Hold off for a couple months." And then, you know what I said? When we hit a month for that same offer, because I thought I could pull that off on my own, which I didn't, which is fine. So I went to go reach back to him, and he just was like, that offer got messed up anyway. But hey, I like your talent. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want the best of you. You should come on board. This, that, and the third, yada, yada. And ever since then, just been a whole partnership and been like this. So shout outs to him. Shout out to Danny.
So Maryland, you're from Maryland. How would you rate
Yes, sir.
the Maryland hip hop scene currently?
Currently, yeah, it's real good. And I'll say also it's kind of even. Like you got guys who do music similar to myself, and then you have the total opposite of the spectrum, which is trap and whatnot.
Right.
So I believe it's a good balance.
Are you guys back doing shows? COVID shut down a lot of places, or is it still pretty dead nightlife wise? Nightlife wise.
Uh, like the official shows, that's pretty dead. But a lot of
Yeah.
artists like myself is doing like do it your own self type of shows, like backyard or your own independent type of setup shows. You know what I mean? Whether it's like live, you come see them, or they do like a whole web series.
Do you have any crazy show memories? I ask everyone this. One or two crazy things that happen at a live show.
Not the one that like I've been a part of, but I've like attended, like in
Okay.
attendance and whatnot. What was funny was with Wu-Tang, they'll just pick out random people out in the crowd to come out and sing "Protect Your Neck." And they had this one white guy up there. He just killed Method Man's part, like it was his own. That's
Mhm.
the only crazy thing that I saw, pretty much.
Another thing I like to ask every MC I talk to is, have you ever released a song, a verse, even if it's just one bar, that after it came out you look back on and regretted what you said?
Oh yeah, this compilation tape that I was on, and then like I learned a lesson, like never, I don't care what's the circumstances are, just never rush. I never rush. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I rushed, and it did not turn out well, and it still came out, and I was yeah, I just will definitely want to forget about that. That's why
It,
my work ethic so high, because I definitely want to forget about that past.
it might be a blessing in disguise because you always have that in the
Mm,
back of your head, like, I ain't making any
right.
mistake again.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I should have just been patient and just wait for my people. If I
Right.
miss the deadline, that's fine. I missed the deadline, but do never rush. Don't rush.
So now I'm going to get to the basic hip hop questions. If
Got
you
it.
could only listen to one MC for the rest of your life, who would that be?
That's a great question. Okay, I'll say Elzine.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great pick, man. He's so dope and not talked about enough. Shit.
I, he just makes me drop my jaw at times because it's like, I don't think I ever get tired of listening to him.
That is a great pick. He's amazing.
Mhm.
Absolutely amazing.
Right.
Similar question. You're on a deserted island. You can only bring 5 albums with you. What are you bringing?
5 albums. Oh, okay. I definitely go with Rock Marcy, Reloaded. I'll say The Price of Tea of China, with Boldy James and Alchemist. That's two. Oh, George Cush the Button by Smoke Dizza. I'll go with Jericho Jackson with Elzai. Definitely love that joint. And then I'll go with Della. I believe it's like his beat tape, the donuts, something like that.
Yeah.
Working on it. That's on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely the beat taking.
And another 5 question. Let's say you get an endless budget. It doesn't matter how much they cost. You can have any 5 artists guest appear on your project. Who are those 5 artists?
That's a good one. Because it's not just rap, so I'm trying to like
Yeah, anyone you want.
Okay. I'll start off with rap. I definitely want to get one in with Rock Mossy. Nas, that's 2. Believe it or not, if I could, man, I'll get a song with Anita Baker. If I could. If I could. That's 3. 2 more. Alchemist. Definitely some beats from him. Alchemist. And then one more. I would say Daryl Hall. From Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall. Yeah.
Wouldn't have guessed that one. So similar. You could do a song with any MC who has passed away. You can bring them back for one song. Who you bringing back from the dead to do a track with?
Prodigy. Hands down, Prodigy. Yeah. Definitely like Prodigy, man. I always say the first 3 albums, but it's not the first 3 albums. You know, the second, the third, and the fourth albums. I don't know what album is pretty much touching that. You know what I mean? With Infamous and Hell on Earth, and then Murder Music. I don't know what's touching that. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
Infamous. I think you
classic.
I think you could say Outkast, maybe Outkast, but I don't know what group is touching that.
So now I'm going to do some this or that. I'm going to give you 2 options. You're going to pick the one you think is better option.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Being a studio lab rat, the process of creating, or the live show performing aspect of it? Which one do you prefer?
I'll go with the lab rat. Hopefully I won't turn out to be Dr. Dre, because like he's too lab rat, because it's like he just stayed everything just stays in the vault, and he just doesn't want to put it out. But bro, you need to put this out. Like I heard he got like a whole string of songs with him and King T, and I just heard about he was on Aftermath like before Eminem, I believe.
Yep, he was.
Yes. I wasn't even hip on that. So
yeah, actually. In '98, King T was signed to Aftermath, and they recorded an entire album.
Right.
And then he signed Eminem, and King T kind of got shelved. But I actually, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, got a bootleg version of that King T album that was all produced by Dre. Oh man, it's so amazing. That shit should have came out. It should have came out.
I believe it. You know, what's crazy was, you know, you see how the timeline with the West Coast and whatnot, how it pretty much came about, you know, like it was Ice-T, it was Ruthless, then it became Death Row, then you see Alcoholics come about like somewhat last. But believe it or not, they were supposed to be like, they were supposed to come on first after Ice-T in a way, because the whole Death Row plan, that was Rick Ross's plan. You know what I mean? But then, you know, he had to go away. He brought the idea to Harry O. And I think he brought Harry O and Suge together, I believe.
Right.
So then that way, that's when that's when Suge went to the whole Dre route first, because, you know, he was security guard with Ruthless, like a little bit, a couple of times. But Freeway, he wanted to sign the Alcoholics first. Like if he didn't go, we probably would have saw Alcoholics first before NWA. And they said they was pretty much over Jink's house the same way, just as much as Dre was during that time, during that period of time. I'm like, wow.
Would you rather be known as the dopest MC lyrically, or sell 1 million records and just be an average MC?
Nah, I want to be noticed lyrically.
Yeah.
I don't really care for sales, man. I'm more for notoriety to get that stamp. Walk around with that championship belt.
Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Bone Thugs and Harmony or 3 6 Mafia?
I'm going with Bone. I want to recount. I cannot believe it. I just could not believe it. How they was just losing like this. I just could not believe it. I'm starving about that one. I want a rematch. It was entertaining and fun to look at.
It was entertaining.
I want a rematch. That was a good question.
Classic East Coast producers, Pete Rock or DJ Premier?
I'm going with Pete.
Classic West Coast albums, Dr. Dre's The Chronic or Snoop Doggy Style?
I'm going with the Chronic because the Chronic like set up Doggy Style.
Late 80s hip hop, what they call the golden era, say 87 to 90, or the beginning of the 90s, let's say 90 to 95. Late 80s, early 90s.
I'll go with early 90s.
Classic West Coast hood movies, Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
I'll go with Menace. I think Menace was more realer. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like Boys in the Hood's a little bit, just a tad bit commercial. You know, Ice Cube did his thing, but MCA did. I think MCA was just right up there as well. You know what I mean? If you can compare the two characters and whatnot, because I feel like they're kind of somewhat similar. You know, they both, you know, they're a little bit wiser than all the they're wiser than the surroundings and whatnot, but they're still around, around the way.
I'm gonna do the East Coast version. New Jack City or Juice?
Juice. I think more Juice because I'm more related with the Juice. I mean, not to say like nobody in my crew is like Bishop or anything like that, but how it was in the beginning where everybody was all cool, I can relate to that versus, you know, Brian, that's no different from like a Scarface movie. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Juice.
All right. So now I'm gonna name an artist and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your head when you hear their name, whatever it is. Wu-Tang Clan.
Iconic.
How about Ludacris?
Underrated.
MF Doom?
Gone too soon.
Right. Too many gone too soon, no doubt.
Yeah.
Joyner Lucas.
I think he need to be paired up with somebody else for him to get shined on. I know that's more than one word, but
Oh, it doesn't have to be one word. It can be whatever you're thinking. Okay. Not a word, yeah.
My bad. But no, I think you just need to get paired up with somebody. He's nice, but it's just not. I don't know what it is. It's just not shown. It's just not seen. I feel like Fabulous was in it somewhat in a certain way. He just had to like do something different, so he could just you know what I mean. He got it. It's there. It's obviously he could rap his ass off, but it's just not clicking.
How about Eminem?
Eminem, nice. I say he's nice. I mean, he's nice, but I mean, it's like I'm like off and on with like his catalog. You know what I mean? I like his first couple joints. I mean, because that's when Dre was doing it, and I definitely like the Infinite. I definitely was playing that a lot, but you know, I mean, I love my mom. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that relationship anymore. So it's like,
the mom dissing.
I mean, he's a goat. He's a goat, but you know, some of the catalog I can't really get into. But I respect the hell out of him. He definitely can. I always say this to people. I hear what people's like gripes against Eminem is, and I agree with them. But that BET cipher with him and Black Thought. I'm not saying I ain't saying he got Thought, but he up there. Like he held his own. Like
when Eminem's on point, I mean he's on point. I mean,
yeah, indeed. And then like the last two cycle seasons, I think he was just playing around, just showing his mechanics and whatnot.
Another lyrical Detroit artist, Royce da 5'9".
I can't. It's not underrated, but it's like he's up there, like an unspoken king, like an unsung king. I'll say, yeah, unsung king. Yeah, like he's a king, but he's still unsung.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't get enough props, at least from mainstream. How about Outkast?
Outkast, phenomenal.
Kendrick Lamar.
King Kenny, King Kendrick. Yeah, he definitely nice, man. And then also too, he just keeps re-involving himself. That's just like actually curious to see what his next album going to be. I know it's going to be something completely left field and something different from Dan, his previous releases. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
How about Lil Wayne?
I think what he did with that mixtape era when he was mixtape Wayne, I think no other rapper couldn't even touch that. I mean, I know he wasn't the first, but none of the guys who did the mixtape didn't do what he did. Like his work ethic was just crazy, and he just was releasing everything. Like stuff was coming out like every week.
True legend, Ice Cube.
Oh yeah, America's Most Wanted, the first one. Like who's the Mac? Like And then I think also too, I remember I said about Mobb Deep, whatever, that was like more of a group. And I
Right.
mean, as far as like at a point in time, as a solo art, like a solo lyricist, like I don't think nobody was touching his first three albums at that time when they came out.
Uh,
Like America, Death Certificate, and what was the other
Predator.
one? Yeah,
Predator was
Predator.
after that. Then Lethal
Yeah.
Injection. Kill at Will
Mhm.
was EP was in the middle of that. I mean, that's quite a
Yeah.
run.
Right, quite a run,
Mhm.
definitely.
Kanye West.
He needs some help still. He needs some help, man. But I could. I'm not saying I don't mess with him because like I love the old Kanye so much. But yeah, he needs some help, man.
Yeah,
Definitely get some help.
those first couple albums were dope. I liked them. And then he just went way off the left field.
Right, way off left. I did not like Down There at all. It was just only two songs that amazed me, and that was it.
Right.
Out of all those songs, just two songs for him. I don't know, I just didn't like it. Like I like more of the gospel one he had before. I like that one better.
How about Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg, a chameleon, because he can adapt. He can adapt anywhere pretty much. Like you put him anywhere, he'll adapt. He'll stick out like a sore thumb in a good way.
Right. And succeed.
Yeah, and very succeed. Yeah.
50 Cent.
I think he got a lot. I think he got a lot left in the tank in terms of musically. You know, he said he's working on his last album supposedly. He just want to strictly deal with producing, which is fine. But I still think he got a lot left in terms of musically.
What do you know about Tech Nine?
I don't know a whole lot. I know he's nice. I know he's a giant. I know he got fast. But you know, it's night and day when we do about fast rappers because you know I want to feel and hear everything that you say. But I definitely respect his underground grind and how he created that cult following. Because that's something I'm trying to pull off myself with the music that I'm making. So I definitely salute it and respect it.
Master P.
Mr. Entrepreneur. I mean, like he knows about the whole underground grind. I mean, selling the tapes in the back of the CDs, pushing them, going from New Orleans to Richmond, California, and just trying to make things happen and be able to pull it off. And he was able to, like, if you notice, he was able to drip off his work ethic to all of his artists, because at one point in time, like all the artists was pretty much doing it. Mystical, Shaka, even though he wasn't all that gifted rapper, Mia X, the Snoop Dogg came up on, like they were pretty much like he definitely created the empire.
I think in 98 or 99, one of those years, No Limit put out a new album every week of the year. I mean, that's bananas.
Right. It was definitely decent.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily like classics, but they were decent, definitely worth listening to.
Ladies love Cool James, LL Cool J.
Longevity for sure. I at first, you know, what's funny, I did not notice that, like, you know, like every time like he'll put an album, he just wanted to have like a nice streets. He'll have like a aggressive street song, but he'll have like up and coming dudes on that particular song. I just never noticed it, didn't pay attention, but like. That whole him and Cannabis thing, that was something definitely something perfect to see. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you ever heard it, but when Cannabis and LL were beefing and Cannabis put out Second Round Knockout, LL put out this song called The Ripper Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's one of the best diss songs ever. I mean, I put it up there with No Vaseline by Cube, you know, Ether by
Nas. It was like a different focus for LL. Like when he came with that joint, The Ripper Strikes Back, like he just definitely sounded possessed.
Right. He killed that shit.
He won in the last line. It wasn't even fair.
A couple more. Twista.
Got it. Chicago legend.
No doubt.
I think he opened up the door for all the other Chicago players, you know what I mean? You know, Kanye had to work with him. And then he definitely bowed. I feel like he bowed out gracefully. He won't have to do anything. I think his legacy is solidified in this game. So,
what about Redman?
Hall of Famer, lyrically. Like, what was it? Doc's the Name. That's my favorite album from him. Like, I bumped that from top to bottom. And I mean, he went gold without like high major like radio airplay. So that's something I'm definitely want to pursue myself.
And lastly, I got people have big opinions on her, Nicki Minaj.
Believe it or not, I liked it when she was rapping aggressively. Like when she was on mixtape name, like
Right.
early on in the beginning, when she was with Gucci, that's when I like her the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think she got a little bit pop, but I mean, it's not her fault. I mean, it's a big bag from you. Why not take it?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think if she gets back to that, I think she'll be fine.
Well, do you have any pluggables to plug? What do you got coming up next? What are you working on? What's out now? Where can they go? Your social media? Give them the whole 9 yards.
Got it. Well, I got titles, but no dates yet. I have another EP coming soon. My regards, and then after that, another EP will be Fly Langston. So, and then if anybody wants to contact me or find me, you can find me on Instagram, which is Shaw_Calhoune. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook. Just put in Shaw Calhoune. And then music-wise, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, and yeah, I think that. Oh,
I think you're on
SoundCloud,
Bandcamp, right?
Yeah, Bandcamp and SoundCloud.
That's where I was listening. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I suggest everyone go check out the Rudy tape is dope. I like goat cheese. I appreciate you taking the time. All right, keep doing what you're doing. Keep making music.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
All right, boss. Peace. Most incredible. It's Shaw. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. Well known as a ruler without an eye patch. I'm the itch you never can scratch. Before my 10 at the clock, I was known as a catch. Either get broad on the beat, guaranteed that's a snatch. Always been about my pepper jack since the egg hatch. I leave them dumbfounded, scratch the name medulla. Sharp as fuck, but the flow fresh from the sewer. Y'all ain't fucking with this penmanship. I'm fit, running the planet, no membership. Straight serving pink slips, getting these lanes up the game like I'm the commish, just document it. Mr. Shaw too swift, BBS is on the sub, got me feeling like Mitch. My catalog, simplified script, DiMaggio flow, I'm on the road with the hits. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. Greatness I crept in, niggas I'm next in. Bitches beds are slapping while these niggas fetching. Keep flexing, get back slapped within seconds. You from a threatening, niggas don't need a weapon. Watch you throwing an hour ass, show these peasants. 40s rack roaches, Shaw's bras is repellent. I'm a wonderful kind of marksman. Landlord of this apartment. Chucking flavor, not sold on the hype. Play sharks in the middles with a couple great whites. Light up the room, check the Fahrenheit. I keep the garden a secret, young Barry White. Legendary like Mike, Magic, and Larry. Stacks under the pillow, I'm cool with the tooth fairy. Yeah, this shit can get scary. I'm ice cold like Brady in February. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch. In the clutch, it comes through with a fresh batch.
The grandparents in Washington, D.C. have waited over 40 years for this moment. Capitals, you've had years of frustration, but here is the grandest celebration.